so here is our last question. So this time we have David is selling his collector hockey cards. He has decided to sell them at a markup of 35%. So markup means he has a price and he's going to mark it up 35%. If each card is of equal value, determine the value prior to markup if they are priced at $215 each. Okay, so that $215, that is after the markup's been given. So that means when I'm looking at that 215 equals the original price plus the markup. Okay, so let's talk about markup. I don't know the dollar value of it. All I know is the percentage of it. So what we're going to do is we're going to work with percent because we have enough information about that. So when we're working with percent, what we're doing is we have the original price, which is this here, plus the markup. Okay, so the original price plus markup. I don't know the dollar value of either one of these. However, I do know the percentages. So the original price is 100%. And I'm marking it up, the question says 35%. It makes sense? So the original price is 100% and I'm marking it up 35%. So when I add these two together, what I end up with is 135%. Now that 135% dollar-wise is our $215. Okay, so I know that $215 is 135%. Now the question asks, determine the value prior to. So I want to figure out what that 100% is. So what I need to do then is I need to compare the dollar value with the percent between the original and the marked up price. All right, so we're comparing the original with the markup. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. So I have my original with my markup. My original, I don't know it. That's what I need to find. So I'm just going to give it an X value, but I do know the markup cost is 215. So that's the total markup. So the original, remember, was the 100%. And our markup percent was 135. So we're just matching those up. Okay, so the original is 100%. I want to find the original dollar amount. The markup cost was 215 in total, and I know that's 135%. So this time, the same kind of idea is I need to know what do I multiply 135 by to get 215. Okay, notice if you can see the little arrow here, so I'm going this direction. So what do I multiply 135 by to get 215? I have no idea. So I'm going to take the 215 and divide it by 135 in order to figure out the number that I have. So when I take the 215, I divide it by 135. I would pull up my calculator and I would actually calculate it. So 215 divided by 135 equals, okay, so it is, looks like it's a repeating decimal, so it's 1.592592, so it keeps on going. So I would write down 1.592 repeating. Okay, now I want some of that repeating part because remember we're dealing with money and pennies, even though they've gotten rid of them, they still are important. So this X value then has to be equal to 100 times that 1.592 repeating. So our X equals 100 times 1.592 repeating. Again, what I would do is I bring up my calculator, and actually I'm just going to keep that on there because that is all of the decimals, multiply it by 100, and I end up with 159.259. We're looking at money, so the 5 is going to change to a 6 because this 9 is going to bump it up. So we end up having 159.2592. As I said, the 9 bumps the 5 up, so I'm left with $159.26. Okay, so that was the original price in a sense that he had, and he marked it up to $215, which translates into a markup of 35%. So finally, a therefore statement. Therefore, the price before markup is $159.26. All right, so what you have to do tomorrow in class is you have some questions from the textbook as well as a worksheet.